Hey YouTube. So yeah, this is my third video for today. Actually, I've only uploaded one. I probably upload this one before the other one. Why? I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, taking a shower. As you can see, my hair does not look the same as before my shower. So yeah, I can't really get it to do the whole like, you know, Angela Davis fro thing. That'd be great, but yeah, it doesn't do that there. But this video is just, I guess what I wanted to do was talk about an article I had read, but I have very mixed emotions about it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna hold off on talking about that. I will tell you what the article is about, though. You've probably already read about it or seen different videos and other vlogs in regards to it. So this particular article that I read is in regards to an Ohio couple who returned a child that they adopted at 3 months old after he was 9. Now, the mixed feelings that I have in regards to that is, you know, some people, because they're saying he was a bad seed, so I guess I am going to talk about it regardless of the mixed emotions. So, I grew up in the system in Florida, and I aged out, so I guess you could say this is one of those topics that I may have a biased opinion on, just because I dealt with this experience firsthand. When you adopt a child, regardless of the age, the one thing that I did agree with the Butler County prosecutor on was there's no return label. You know, this isn't Hellmart. For those of you who don't know, that's what I call Walmart. This isn't, you know, Hellmart. You can't just go there at any point and be like, oh, I got this, you know, 9 years ago. I don't want it anymore. Give me store credit. No, that's not how it works. Adoption is adoption. Adoption is permanent. It's forever. I mean, there's no clause when you adopt a child that says if at any time you feel as though you can't handle this child, you need to bring them back to us. Now, I know that as with any child, if there is a moment where you feel as though you can't handle them, then there are steps you can take, but you just don't drop them off at DCF or Child Protective Services or, you know, any other organization like that and just like, oh, here you go, I'm done, and take off. No, that's not how you handle it. And I guess my mixed emotions are coming from not because of my background more or less, but more to do with the allegations that the parents are saying that they had with the child as to why they returned it. Basically, if anybody has ever seen the Good Son, yeah, he's Macaulay Culkin, supposedly. He, according to them, has threatened to kill the family, to kill them. They have 2 other kids. He apparently bullies them, you know, this, that, and the other. And a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, you know, go ahead, return it. They should have the right to return it, like that couple who adopted a child from Russia several years ago, and they returned him. Now, in that instance, I 110% wholeheartedly agree with that couple. They asked specifically about his background. They asked about, you know, his parents. They asked every question that anyone should ask when adopting an older kid, because they got him, I believe, when he was like 4. They were like, yeah, we're done. He was either 11 or 12. I don't remember the exact age now because it has been a while. Anyway, psychiatrists have actually, you know, they've tested him, they've talked with him, more than one, mind you, and this kid was such a hellion that they said if they were able to diagnose a child of that age as a sociopath, he would be one. The information that Russia failed to give this family was very vital and detrimental to their decision as to whether or not they would have adopted him. But because they did not want to deal with him because of, you know, his past, at 4 now, mind you, they withheld that information and proceeded with adoption as though he was the perfect child, which he was not. You know, he was killing neighborhood animals and pets and their pets and torturing their other child. Like, they ended up adopting him because they thought they weren't going to be able to have any kids, and then they had a kid, and all hell broke loose. I digress. Back to the point of this Ohio couple, the Cox, Cleveland and Lisa Cox. So, you know, in that instance, you know, a lot of people are, oh, nature versus nurture. You got him when he was 3 months old. Even if his parents were both complete sociopathic murderers, at 3 months old, I feel as though, depending on how you raise that child, they would turn out just fine. I mean, look at me, for example. According to the psychiatrists and therapists that I saw growing up, because I was a part of the system, so I was forced into therapy, I was supposed to be retarded. I was supposed to be, you know, in and out of the criminal system. The only in and out that I've done with them is in and out of, you know, do I work for them, do I not work for them? Mostly. I'm not saying I'm perfect, not by a long shot. But, you know, I was supposed to have, you know, been this big hideous monster that abused kids and did this and did that and was just, you know, antisocial and just disconnected from reality, basically. And you know, I've had my issues, but I think I've turned out pretty well. And this is taking into account the family that took me in when I was 1. Yeah, it was a pretty fucked, excuse the language, situation. So for them to be like, oh, we got him at 3 months and he's just a bad seed, maybe you're just bad parents. The fact that you feel as though you can adopt a child and still feel like you have the right to drop that child off at some point leads me to believe that you never really loved him like he was your own. You know, if your other 2 kids are perfectly happy, healthy, and normal, and he isn't, then perhaps that has something to do with your parenting. And yeah, it's just, so I can understand, you know, how maybe he is a hellion, but he's 9. You know, you know, you have reported this before to them as an issue and whatnot. Maybe instead of reporting it, if you really loved him as your own child, you should have got him counseling. You should have sent him to therapy. Find out what the underlying issue was. You know, maybe it had to do with the fact, maybe he felt like he wasn't loved. You know, the fact that you were able to return him so readily and so easily. Maybe, you know, by him knowing that he was adopted, which is a very good likelihood, he felt like, oh, well, I'm not one of them. I don't belong, so I'm going to do what I want, when I want, how I want. And, yeah, I just, in this instance, returning, as crazy as that sounds, returning the child after adoption, it doesn't seem right. I'm sure they're going to more than happily take their sentence and still not take him back. All it is a maximum 6-month sentence, $1,000 fine. This family is pretty well off. They certainly can make ends meet, and $1,000 fine is, you know, really not much for them, it would seem like. Sadly, you think maybe they would have taken that $2,000 that they would have to pay each if they do end up having to pay that, and I don't know, seek counseling, group therapy, family therapy, something. I mean, it's something that could have worked, or at least there was something more, I feel, that could have been done. You went through all this trouble of adopting a kid just to be like, that's it? So, do I believe that maybe he you know, said all these things that they claim that he said? Perhaps he did. Do I think he said it? Not so much. Or if he did, maybe he was just doing it to react, or, you know, get a rise out of them, or what have you. Because kids, you know, they are pretty intuitive themselves, and maybe he just felt like, hey, you don't love me, so what difference does it make if I say I'm going to kill you or if I'm going to love you? So, I don't know. I am waiting on more information to come out in regards to it. I will certainly be keeping an eye on this. But, yeah. The other thing that I'm keeping an eye on, which is time for a whole nother video, is the Kelly Thomas murder trial that's going on right now out in California. For those of you who don't know, Kelly Thomas was a homeless individual who was schizophrenic. He had family. He stopped taking his meds, hence his break from reality, which led to his homelessness because of the paranoia. The cops, 6 of them to be exact, however only 2 are being currently tried for his murder, beat him to death over a 30-minute period. Yeah. Crazy. Anyway, like I said, that's a whole nother blog, because I'm already going into a 12 minutes here, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But yeah, that's just, I don't know. I'm sure I will have another vlog in regards to this the Cleveland and Lisa Cox case that's going on right now in Ohio, in Butler County. But as for right now, that's it. That's all I have. Once more information becomes available, and yeah, then, you know me, in my opinionated self, I'll be right back here making some more videos. So yeah, thanks.